Good morning all, I hope you are well. So I wanted to make a little video. I realised I hadn't made one for about a week, so I thought it was time. So what am I going to talk about today? I am going to talk about taking risks, okay? So one of the reasons I want to talk about this is because I get musicians contacting me all the time who I offer a free trial of my services to, my online marketing services, and even after I've offered them a free trial, they ask all kinds of questions such as, can you guarantee this, can you guarantee that? And I'm like, it's free. What are you actually risking? If something is free, what are you actually risking? And that really got me thinking about how risk averse people seem to be these days. You cannot get anywhere in life unless you take risks. Okay, the lady that I promote, Shara, she posted something a day or two ago about your comfort zone and stepping out of your comfort zone, which is something that I've done probably since I was 14 years old. I've been doing it since then, and I can think of a few examples of that. For example, back in 2015, I think it was, my partner and I split up at the time. I can't even remember what it was about now, but I think it was because I was a little bit immature, a bit of growing up to do, and I took a risk. Okay, this might seem a bit overly bold, but what I did is I was back where I used to live, and there was a guy in this bar who I was friends with who happened to be driving up to Scotland the very next day, and he said, I'll give you a lift if you want. I thought, I'm going to take a risk. So he drove me up to Glasgow, and then I got the train from Glasgow to Arbroath, and I turned up at my partner's door, even though we weren't together anymore. We'd been apart for about a week, I think it was. And I remember thinking, if she turns me away, that's it, it's done, we're over. If she doesn't, then that is a bold move. That might change the course of the rest of my life, the rest of her life. So I did it, and I remember being on that train from Glasgow to Arbroath, and I was shaking. A couple of stops before the end, I was shaking because I was thinking, what if she turns me away? I'm in Scotland, I didn't live here at the time. But I thought, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be bold. That's what I do, I make bold decisions. As of late, I've been a little bit more fearful because of things that have been going on in my life, but so when I post these things, I'm trying to remind myself to be bold, as well as you people as well. Okay, I can think of another, going back even further. When we first met, my partner and I took a bold move to be I didn't think I had a cat in hell's chance of getting with her, but I was bold. We met online, and I was a bit flirty. And a couple of weeks later, after we'd been chatting, she flew down from Scotland to see me, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't see that coming. And then same thing happened. I mention this because in the psychology program I listen to, Mark talks about stepping out of your comfort zone, and one of the things he mentions is actually like chatting to someone at a bar, for example. How do you know that person might be the girl or the person of your dreams, the man of your dreams? So sometimes you have to be bold, and I think people have lost that. I think parents have mollycoddled their kids and shielded them from so much fear that now kids are frightened to make moves. I remember I was thinking before I made this video, back in 2007, I was in a bar, and I saw this woman that I found attractive. I'd had a few drinks by this point. I didn't think there was a cat in hell's chance of me getting anywhere with her either. But anyway, I don't think I'd ever asked anybody out by this point. I asked her for a number, she gave me a number, she stole my baseball cap off of my head, and she jumped in the taxi, and then I think we texted and we arranged a date. And because I was a little bit drunk, I couldn't actually remember what she looked like fully, and she turned up at my front door. I opened the front door and I was like, oh my god. So always be bold, always step out of your comfort zone, folks, because you'll be surprised what you can achieve. You'll achieve a lot more than you think you're capable of, and a lot of the time it's our fear of failure and our fear of rejection and all these kinds of things which holds us back. Fuck rejection. Rejection's going to happen throughout your life, excuse my French. Just throw caution to the wind sometimes. Just take some risks. How are you living? If you're living in fear and you never take any risks and you never step out of your comfort zone, how is that actually living? You're not living, you're existing. So that is my little impromptu message for the day. I do note that most of it was about dating, but regardless, they were just some thoughts that popped into my head. Anyway, have a great day, have a great rest of your week if I don't make another video in between now and then, and I'll see you again soon.